All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. It is Tuesday, November 15th, 2022, and so yesterday, unfortunately, right after we ended the stream, we had taken two bad trades. In our evaluation, we were $171 away from earning funding. We took one trade for the breakout of a 4,000. It rejected, and we lost 750 on that. We took another trade for that same breakout. It also rejected, and we lost a couple $100 on that. We took the third trade for the breakout, which did work. Unfortunately, due to the volatility and the trailing drawdown rule of the account, we got stopped out right before it ripped up, and the trade would have worked out, and it would have made us several thousands of dollars. And unfortunately, we just got stopped out on that volatility. So here we are. It's a brand new day, and we're starting a brand new evaluation. Today, though, we're working in our 100,000 static challenge, which luckily enough happened to rebill last night. So we do have a fresh evaluation to work on today. But before we take any trades in the evaluation, I would like to first take a look at the market and see what's going on with the charts. So let's go ahead and pull up the screen here. Oh, let's get the larger screen so you guys have a little more to look at, and let's go. Okay, market just ripped insanely this morning, all the way up to 4,050. Look at that, dude. This is nuts. So yesterday, this is what happened. It was right here, right in this area. No, it wasn't the spot. It looked exactly like that practically on the charts. Wow, I didn't even know the market did all this yesterday. This right here. $30. No. I think it's about right here. So we took the breakout here, which rejected, and then took the breakout here, which rejected, and then we took the breakout here, which did happen, but on this candle, this pullback right here stopped us out. Pretty sure that was the spot. Today's a new day. It's a brand new challenge, and let's go ahead and throw in some price levels here. Looks like we have resistance at around 4,035, and we've got support at around 4,020. Taking a look at the 1 minute chart at the moment, looks like we had this little breakout move right here, which is a bounce off the VWAP as well as the 200 moving average. Looks like the 200 moving average is working its way up towards the 50, which does not look good for future movement towards the upside. It seems more like a downward move inbound. Let's check this though against the 3-minute chart. This one is probably one of my favorites for trends. And actually you can see sort of this descending flag here. Right there. So you can kind of see that forming. 3-minute chart does have a little bit of breakout momentum on the TTM. You can see it's all red dots though, so I'd be hesitant to just jump in based off that. In fact, it's even pulling back some now. Plus the momentum that it was building was not very much. 0.9 to 2.2. And then the current one's 2.3. Getting a hammer candle here. We may get a break off of that 35. A little bounce off there potentially. Let's check this against a 5 minute chart. We haven't taken any trades yet because we're just kind of doing our market analysis for the day. You can see that that channel that I drew actually works out on the 5 minute chart as well. And we're seeing some reversal on the 5 minute chart on the TTM. Went from red 7 to 6.2 to 4.5 to 2.5 to 1.5 to 1.1. A little bit of a slowdown there because you saw 2.5 to 1.5 and now 1.2. On the 5 minute chart, we also have a 26 crossing above the 12, and currently 9 is still on top. So this may just be like a pullback through this area and then another pop up off of like 4,025. All right, working our way backwards through the 3. You can see that it's coming up. It's hitting resistance along this channel here. And sort of running into support along that channel as well. Some of the indicators, the moving average indicators anyway. Let's take a look at those. So the 9 has just crossed below the 12 and the 26 is still on top. Let's see. I'm going to zoom out a little bit and now zoom in here. So the 26 got above the 12 here. We'd want to see like a 12-26 crossover toward the upside, which I'm surprised I'm not getting a possible crossover notification on that. I don't know why we on music yet again. How are we today? I am doing okay. I'll be alright. Really thirsty though. I think it's like because it's just cold out. It's like in the 20s or something. Alright. So we are getting a little bounce there. Going to just join the bid here. Just take kind of a feeler trade. I don't really want to go for the 20 ticks that this thing is already set at, although that is within that range. Look at that. Up to 34. It's actually not a bad trade. Gonna jump to the evaluation here, and we're on the 100K evaluation, and we're gonna go to this has to be at 2 contracts. And let me stack this against a 1-minute chart. This entry here was at 29.25. So it did kind of reject that that zone. Pulled back to 27.25. Did just get a fresh little red. Got a fresh red on the TTM rather. 26 is still in the lower side of things. Taking a little feeler trade here in the eval.
Order filled.
Trying to get out of 4,030. This one's our static evaluation, so we have a static drawdown of 625. Did get that result there. Little 3 tick, worth 66 bucks. Popping out pretty well on this one. It was weird for me to trade with so few contracts, but the static only allows me to trade with 2 contracts. Gonna take this profit here, hit 375 on that trade, and then gonna switch this over to I think 12 ticks seems reasonable. Where are we at right now? 4,030, and we've been hitting rejections at 35. So I think that we may see a little turnaround here shortly, and a break back towards the upside potentially. But our volume's a little low. You can see we've got the blue bar in there where we want our volume to be at, and we're only getting above it kind of slightly. This is right around 4,000 contracts, somewhere in that range. Kind of glad I took that profit. Um, so let's see here. I'm trying to remember what my profit target was on the 100K. I think it's 2,000. Let's take a look. By the way, if you guys, yeah, it's 2,000. So if y'all want to earn funding in the futures market, make sure you check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are awesome. They have really great customer service and some of the most competitive plans that are out there. You can earn funding all the way from 10K all the way up to $300,000. So you literally can trade with an entire house. Um, with the 10K, it allows you to take one contract of the mini or 10 micros, and you can get all the way up to 30 contracts on this guy here. Currently, the one we're doing is the 100K static, and that is 2 contracts. And so that's what we're working with today. So yeah, I imagine it's kind of cold across the country right now. Well, we're taking one trade in the evaluation. I might trade pretty aggressively because it's another bullish day. Join the bid here. Um, that's the entry there at 31 and 3/4, and jumping over to the evaluation now. And I'm gonna switch this over to like 5 ticks. Where's 5? I wish these were all in order or that I could rearrange them. There we go, 5. Our entry here was 31.75. Do have a potential turnaround. We got a yellow candle on the 1, but it was off of almost no momentum on this reversal, so looks like that trade is going against us a little bit. Putting this up against the 3-minute chart and see where we're at. Cut that trade. That was a loss of 1,500. Is a fat loss. 3-minute chart, you can see actually cooled a lot. So it went from 2.5 down to 1.1. So it would seem that we may end up getting a trend reversal here soon. Um, I'm not gonna call it that yet, just because this is so slow. Come on. Yeah, you think with like a gigabit of internet that it would like everything would work just smoothly, but it's not really how things play out in life, huh? Okay. Um, that's a pretty heavy rejection there. Yeah, I think we're potentially got that trend reversal inbound because we went from 2.5 down to 1.0. That's a lot of momentum towards the downside. So I'm actually gonna take a short here to the downside. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll just bounce off of VWAP. But you can see that even switched over to red on the TTM there. So I think that we may be breaking down here a little bit. Switching over to the eval now, and gonna join the ask there. Missed the entry. Tried to get in at 4,002. Cutting that. Missed the entry though. Just got 12 ticks on the sim. So that was 750 back in our pocket of the 1,500 that we lost, and made half back. Going short again. I'd be looking for, it may potentially bounce off these off this channel here. One second left in this candle. Cutting that. I think it'll still continue to go short, but right now we're getting this green candle, and I don't really want to be caught on a bunch of people filling the shorts right there. So it did bounce off that channel that we drew almost exactly. But I do think it may eventually break down. We don't really have a low of the day. I guess if we did, it would be down here at 4,000. Um, and so that's kind of a ways out. And if you look at this, we do have like probably this one to go off of. It's like 4,015. I'm going to throw a level in at 15 and see if it respects it. Just because we had like this one little test year of it. But actually what's happened is it's come down here several times and bounced off the VWAP, even though it dropped below it a couple times. I don't know that this is going to do that this time, though. We have a lot of indicators pushing towards the downside. Looks like that short would have worked out, and I figured that it would, but, you know, it's just, I didn't want to hold through that pullback. Going short here, jumping into the eval. Wish I would have taken that short on the eval, though. It's a little already kind of low on the evaluation, though, for me to go short here, I think. And in fact, I'm going to cut this trade and take that profit. Another one. Popping up now. I actually cut this so because we came down and we hit that 4,015 level, and I thought that we would bounce off of it, and we did. So that's why I cut that trade. Came up, tapped that channel that we drew in. Still, every indicator pointing towards the downside. The 26 is on top. The 50 is above the 35. The 12 and the 9 are very diverged. The 50 or the 200 is moving in like towards the 50. So this one is working on becoming bearish, and we've got the TTM all red as well. Actually going short right here. Entry at 15 and a quarter. And I think we're going to see another breakdown there. Could be wrong. Might just bounce off of 15. Yep. We did bounce off 15, so. What's the momentum? 4.8 to 6.1 to 7.5 to 8.3, 8.2. I'm going to cut this for two reasons. Number one, we had this doji, which ended up reversing, so that doji at the bottom. Obviously, this doji at the bottom pushed down further. But number two is because it's bouncing off 4,015. And number three is because it is running into this channel. I do think this channel may end up acting as resistance. I'm actually surprised at how accurate the channel that we drew in was. So now I'm going to be looking for a yellow candle flip towards the upside. If this isn't just like shorts covering and then we drop further, we could stair step down, but but because it's off that 4,015, I think that we may end up bouncing pretty much the same way that it happened right here. As you can see right here, this was going all red on the TTM, and this pulled back to 4,015 as well, and then bounced. And a couple candles later, we got a yellow, and that ended up resolving. Nice push back up to 4,020. What's up, Pawn? Good to see you, my homie. Yeah, I was thinking the same on the long. That's why I got out of that trade. So you know, Pawn, I was $171 away from earning my funding yesterday, and then I took two bad trades, and then on the third trade, it was a good trade, but because of the trailing drawdown, I got stopped out and failed. So, starting over again today. Today we're in our 100K challenge, so not our not our 50K challenge. Do have a possible crossover here in the 1226. We got that yellow candle that we talked about, and we're coming up through VWAP. I'm going to join the bid here, go long, and looking for 12 ticks towards the upside. And going to jump over to our evaluation as well. And join the bid here. See if we can get the entry at 4,002. Little hammer candle there. Cutting that because it didn't fill. But very nice long. Look out for resistance at the 200 moving average for a second. I didn't even respect it. It's just like, F you, I'm out. Wish I got that entry at 4,002. Tried to, but I never got this entry either, so I'm just going to cut that and zoom on in here. Jeez, this is flying. Four seconds left in this candle. Hopefully it doesn't pop right before the candle ends. I want to see it pull back just slightly and then join the bid and go from there. Join the bid at 25.50.
Order filled.
Looking for a move up 27.50. I think I may have missed a lot of the move. I might be chasing this. Yep. Cutting that.
Order filled.
That was not a good trade on my part. That puts us down 192 in the eval today, fortunately. Kind of feel that like the highs. I'm gonna put this, check this against the 3. 3 is actually pretty red solidly on the TTM. 3.9 to, or sorry, 3.39 and 3 to. All right, we got a yellow candle forming on the TTM though, on the 3-minute chart. It's in between red and yellow. We do have a red dot, or I mean a green dot for the first time. We're in this trade at 25 3/4. I think it'll break through 25 and come back up and test 30. I want to see this switch to a yellow candle on the 3-minute chart though. We did end up getting green in our sim yesterday, by the way, just so y'all are aware. 5-minute chart shows stacking momentum to the downside on the TTM, so we do have some conflicting results right now. It's not common that we get that, but it does happen. Next 5-minute candle is at 8 o'clock, so that's a little ways out. We could have some momentum shift in between that time. The top of the hour is usually a lot more volume, so we're just gonna hold on to this trade and wait for it, see what happens. On this trade, we're looking to get at 28 3/4. I certainly could have waited more for this pullback and had a little more patience. I think that I'm trading with impatience today, and maybe that's because I took a loss yesterday. But like I said, I am likely going to be somewhat aggressive today, and that's really because the market's it's bullish yet again today. So we had a 2-minute pullback. We're getting a green candle now from 4.9, 5.6 to 4.9 to 4.0 to 3.3. Jumping back to the evaluation now and going to fix my chart just slightly. Right now I'm going to wait for this 9 moving average to get above this cyan 12. That's the next thing I really want to see, because we could just reject this VWAP and go back down. I tried to get this entry at 4,002 right here, and it just flew past me. Or 4,022, sorry. Keep thinking we're $20 difference of where we're actually at. What's the TTM looking like on the 1? 3.6 to 3.3. Not a ton of momentum towards that side. I may just have to cut this trade. It's past our risk level. It doesn't pop up on this. Yeah. 2 seconds on this candle. Cutting that. Pretty fat loss on that one. I'm sure we can make that back, but we shouldn't have to. Frankly, I think that I could be trading better today, and I should be trading better today. Um, so I think that um, a lot of this stuff, like this move here, was a bit anticipatory. Yeah, so I really should have just taken that off of that 4015 that we talked about. I wonder if we'll bounce at 4015 here again. We'll see if we reject it, but I would be more inclined to think that we end up holding it and then bounce off of there. 3-minute chart showing a lot of downward momentum though. 3-7 to 4-6 to 5-1. Jumping over, just checking in the chat. See what's up with y'all's. Ooh, no. Still had 5 contracts? Wow. Yeah, yesterday really annoyed me, man. Just because, like, I ended up being right, but because of the volatility of the candle, I got stopped out. And for real, like, being $171 away from earning funding, we were up 500 yesterday in the evaluation, and it's that trailing drawdown that I slipped my mind. Totally even forgot that that was even a thing. I just was like, oh, I looked at it like it was a static drawdown, and it's not. It trails with you, so you have a $2,000 drawdown, so that means every day you get a brand new $2,000. Throw the charts back up here. So we did break down below 4015. So now I gotta see a yellow on the 3-minute chart. This is what a yellow on the 3-minute chart looks like, by the way. If I zoom in right here, you see that's when the yellow happens. It goes kaboom. Give me a nice little pop up. That was off of, for this one, off of 21 up to 31. So a little $10 move. That's what happens when on the 3-minute chart when it switches over to yellow. So it's pretty valuable in terms of actually taking like trend reversal type trades. Yeah, exactly. Retested, then flushed. That's what I saw too, man. That's what I got caught in on those 2 trades that I took. One was in the eval, unfortunately, because we were paused, like $65 or something. Nothing major, but now we're down almost 200. And with this evaluation, we've only got a drawdown of $625. So we have to be very careful on this one, on the 100K one. When's this next 3? It's at 806, and it's currently 804. You can pop back up towards 4016. We got our very first yellow candle beginning to form on the 3-minute. So I'm going to take that as a potential for another test of that VWAP. Went from 6.1 to 6.0. It's not enough. I may wait till 806. It's not enough for of the momentum. It may push up, but I'm gonna wait till 8:06 for the 3 minute chart. This channel, by the way, that we drew in, look how accurate this has been. I think it was smart to wait till 8:06. Hitting resistance at 4,015. We got 1 minute till 8:06. And just gonna measure this against the 1 minute chart. See what we got. One minute showing yellow on the TTM, 5.8 to 5.4 to 4.8 on the current. Moving at a factor of about anywhere from 0.3 to 0.6. 53 seconds. I think this is actually going to pop up, but 6.1 to 5.9 may actually close with the yellow, and it did pop up off of 15. Where's this new candle? There we go, 8:06. $5.6 back down to 6.1. I wonder if the music just it is working. It's just like a 30-second pause between songs. Volume seems a little light right now. Got almost a hammer candle forming above this 15 area. I'll take a long here. Hopefully it's not a boredom trade. And I'm looking for a move back towards the retest of the volume weighted average price. Checking all this against the 5-minute chart. 5-minute has pretty, like, a fair amount of downward momentum. So we did get that 12-tick trade towards the upside, which was a retest of the VWAP. So it was a nice little trade right there. Momentum's looking good. Jumping back to eval. And looks like we're rejecting at the VWAP at the moment. I still want to see the 9 get above the 12. The 9 above the 12 is a very strong indicator of upward move. Possible crossover. Join the vid here in the sim. See if we get the entry. Got the entry on the sim. Pulling back some. Still want this 9 above the 12. 9 above the 12 is really one of the biggest things I'm looking for right now. Rejected VWAP at the moment. The VWAP is at 200 moving average. Something, or 50 moving average, sorry. Something I noticed just now is that the 50 actually crossed below the 200 on the 1-minute chart. That doesn't bode well in terms of bullish versus bearish movement. I think it'll be okay though, especially if we get some of these other crossovers. I think that'll bring in a lot of buying pressure. Some of these other crossovers here. Almost have a cyan switch on the TTM. Went from 2.3 to 1.7 to 1.0. Getting a green candle now. Messed up my charts and wanted to join the bid there in the eval. I think I still need to wait for the 9 to get above the 12. Super close. Probably get it on the next candle. But I'm not ready to take that move yet. What is that even worth? I don't normally trade with two contracts, so it's 25 times 8, 200. Yeah, that makes sense. Because normally that would be worth 500. 1.7 to 1.4 on TTM yellow. Rejected VWAP there. It was 3 VWAP rejections. So without the 9 getting above the 12, it's going to be really, really challenging for this to move upward. Plus, I've been getting some lag in my overall charts. Like I'm seeing some like 2 seconds. Like I'm getting like 2-second moves, not 1-second moves on my candles. 1.46 to 1.45. So this is like super just on the line. Momentum could just shift downward here. Our entry on this one is 21 and a quarter, and we've dropped 3 ticks below that or so. Or sorry, $3 below that, 12 ticks. Another possible cross. 9 still below 12. So I can't trust this yet. It's more or less just letting me know to be aware of it. That's why that's there. It's just letting me know to be aware of it. 9. Nice little pop. That's what we want to see. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. The 9 and the 12 are pretty much in the exact same location. Came up, hit VWAP again, rejected. I don't think that rejection is going to hold, but let's verify against the 3-minute chart. 3 minutes back and forth between red and yellow on the TTM at the moment. First 3-minute candle went from 6.0 down to 6.5. That doesn't look good. Boom, boom. That's why I said this 9 must get above this 12 in order for me to take that trade in the evaluation. And I'm glad that we waited in the eval. But I definitely, the waiting is the hardest part. You know how it goes. Yeah, honestly, Paul, I'm kind of afraid of the same thing. That's funny. You feel like you're being faked out on the short side. We do have a fair amount of people watching. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. That stuff does really matter. It actually does really matter. Thanks so much for subscribing, Healing Massage. I appreciate you. So that stuff, all this stuff does is help the community grow, help the channel grow. It really does make a big difference, and we genuinely do appreciate it. By the way, guys, if you're interested in this community, we do have a nice community of optimists that we talk about everything from entrepreneurship to trading to investing and a lot of different stuff in between. Philosophy, mindset, all these types of ideas that are really necessary, honestly, in order to succeed in both business and trading. And frankly, I said this yesterday, and I fully believe this. I believe that your strategy is important, yes, but I believe that your strategy is secondary to your philosophy and your ideology. If you have the wrong attitude, it's going to be very challenging to succeed at anything, and that includes trading as well. Joining the bid here in the eval. Got the entry at 20 and a quarter. Looking for a move to 22.25.
Order filled.
I'm getting some lag on my computer pretty badly, actually. So I'm going to be very careful with a lot of this as much as I can. Currently about flat in this trade. I moved my sell order down to 21, which is only 3 ticks. So we did get, looks like we may have been able to get the
Order
whole thing.
filled.
But we are getting this trend reversal. We just got a cyan switch. Watch for a little pullback down towards the volume weighted average price and a potential bounce off of that. We do have this U-shape pattern here right by the VWAP. That looks really good, really strong for a move to the upside. We're even getting a possible crossover on the 3-minute chart as well. A crossover in the 3-minute chart would be an incredibly strong move. On 3-minute, we went from 5.7 to 5.3, and our next one is at 818, which is in 3 minutes. So we just got a fresh 3-minute candle just now, and this little pattern breakout's looking pretty decent. Now I want to see the 9 EMA get above the 12 EMA on the 3-minute chart. That would be fire. Getting a nice pop up here. Jump to eval and 1 second left in this candle. Look for a pullback to the VWAP and then a potential bounce off of it from there. As far as TTM goes in the 1-minute chart, we went from 1.3 to 2.6, looking really nice and strong on momentum buildup. Got 3 greens. Very nice move from 4016 to 4023. It's about 40 ticks, or sorry, 20 ticks. Boom, 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 boom. Well, actually, let's see. Yeah, like 17 to 23. What is that? 3 plus 3, 6? 6. More than 20 ticks. 1 second left in this candle. Now we're looking for a pop-up. 9 got above 12. That's a good thing. We also got the 1226 crossover on the 1-minute chart. Something to look out for is bounces off of the EMA 35. And also, if the 9 and 12 get above the 35, this also looks good for upward move. Moving back to the eval or the sim real fast. Now I'm confusing myself. 1.3 to 2.7 to 4.1 build up on the TTM on the upside. Watch out for resistance at both this channel and the 200 simple moving average. This channel has resistance at about 4,024. And our exit is 24.25 is our intended exit. This honestly, this trade is not very good, frankly, because I entered in it here, and I was looking for that initial breakout. We pulled back, but it does look better now. So I don't hate that I held it, but I honestly could have just cut it for a micro profit earlier on, and then taken this trade here, and been able to take 2 trades instead of 1. 3-minute pullback now. Gonna verify this on the 3-minute chart. Hopefully not for too long, because it looks like it could rip at any moment. 5.7 to 5.2 to 5.0 on the 3-minute chart. Possible crossover happening as well. That crossover is actually pretty close. Verifying this now against the 5. 5-minute also getting some yellow candles in here. Momentum from 4.7 to 4.2 to 3.6. 4.2, there's a factor of 0.8. That's pretty good for the 5-minute chart. Watch out for resistance at 4,030. Getting a 5-minute pullback now, or rather a red candle on this 5. This one was at 8:15, so our next 5-minute candle is in about 45 seconds. And that's a pretty hefty pullback there. So this is the fake out that Pon was talking about, because that's quite the fake out. This looked very nice for a breakout. Didn't do it. Completely rejected it. And I'm just grateful that we got a green trade in the evaluation on it. Look at that rejection. Down 126 in the eval, but man, what a day. Look at that fatty rejection right there. This is the one that Bond was talking about being afraid of. Is that type of flush. So big flush down from 4023 all the way down to 4013, and then now ripping back up all the way to 4020. What a wild ride. Look at that. Just wild ride. 4021, ripped all the way down to 4013, and popping back up off of this candle. So TTM went from 5.0 down to 4.7, and now it's at 4.6. So it reclaimed a lot of that downward move, a lot of that false breakout. Look, this this right here, this is totally like a setup for a VWAP bounce right there. Like it absolutely is. And normally you would see this 1, 2, 3 minute pullback and then a pop, uh, like a pop off that VWAP. And market makers know this, and so that's why this type of stuff happens. They're trying to clear stop losses, and as they do, they clear stop losses, and then they're able to buy in for lower prices, as well as fulfill their contracts and absorb all that volume, and then take those pushes up. Checking three. 5.2 to 5.6 up to 4.9. Again, looking good for a potential breakout yet again towards the upside. Um, Want to see the 200 moving average, or I'm sorry. I want to see this bounce here. The the lack of music is distracting me. That drives me absolutely bonkers, and I'm for something besides epidemic. But I still have yet to try that download thing. So I'm gonna try that. I'm also going to take this trade off and just take that little micro profits there. And then I'm going to look for another entry because, frankly, we held that trade for way too long. We'd been holding that trade since like back here, just like 808. We never hold trades that long, and we did this time. And so, but because of the massive amount of resistance through the volume weighted average price, as well as the massive amount of support through it, I was just like, you know what, this is taking way too long. 4.6 down to 3.7, down to 3.0. So momentum starting to switch yet again towards the downside, up and down all day. Very choppy day. Very, very choppy. Which makes sense. I mean, look at this like massive rip up in the morning. I think it's going to be pretty challenging. This channel that we drew in here, though, look how accurate this has been. We drew this channel back when it was like right here, or actually like right here. Yeah, that's where we drew the channel, and it's been super accurate. So you see I'm back at 5.2. Next 3 minute candle is now. On the 3 minute, the next big move that we're going to see is this 9 getting above this 12. 5.2 to 4.9 on the TTM. Obviously, another massive pullback, just like this one. I'm gonna try to go long here at 18. Got the entry at 18. I'm basically just looking for a repeat of this candle to this candle. We'll see if it happens. I could just be like, this is literally just a test. This is not my strategy, but I just want to test it and see if it works. So the balance I was looking for is off of 4018. That's our entry. 5.2 to 5.1 on the TTM, so basically flat. And next 3 minute candle is at 27. It's currently 25. Going back to the one. The one has downward momentum forming. You can see it here on the cooling candles on the TTM from 3.7 to 3.5 to 2.6 to 1. So from 2.6 to 1.7. So that doesn't look good for upward moves. It looks more like it's a downward setup. But this is just to quote Drake, no telling. No telling. Little bit of ascending support that you can see right there. Not as much data as we do have on this channel, but I'm gonna check in with y'all's. By the way, if y'all are chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. All this stuff helps the community grow, and we love having you amazing optimists in our community. By the way, guys, speaking of our community, we do have a amazing Discord group. It's joelstraight.com/Discord. I love the way you say accurate for some reason. I don't, I don't know if that's in reference to me or in reference to a conversation that you were having. Um, but yeah, make sure you guys join our awesome community. We do have a growing community of amazing traders, entrepreneurs, and optimists and philosophers that have a lot to contribute in terms of value, in terms of life experience, trading experience. We did get that trade, by the way, just now. That was a $750 trade back in our pocket. We're still down. We're red in all accounts right now, which is not good, but it's a very choppy day, so we're not too bad. Um, but we did end up getting that trade. On top of that, guys, if you guys are looking to earn funding in the futures market, make sure you check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are great. I love these guys. Great company. You can earn funding from 10,000 all the way up to 300,000. You literally could trade with the whole house. They're extremely competitive on pricing. And as far as offerings go, they're also very competitive because they do allow you to take more contracts of both the mini and the micro that several other companies just don't allow you to do. Make sure that you guys take the moment though to click this see more details link so that you can fully understand exactly how these evaluations work. There are these one-step evaluations that only require you to trade for 5 days. There's these fast-track evaluations that are inexpensive, but they do have a maximum amount of calendar days, so you have 2 weeks to earn funding. And then there's the more traditional end-of-day drawdown evaluations. These are more of what you'll see at most other companies. Although with these ones, you are allowed to take more contracts than you normally would be able to take at other companies as well. Currently, we're working on the 100K static evaluation today, and likely tomorrow we'll be working on the 50K eval as well. But today it's just the static. So, but yeah, guys, let's jump back into these charts and see what's going on. We've got a possible crossover potentially on the 1 minute chart. Looks like we pulled back some. We're not in any trades at the moment. Kind of grateful for that actually, because this is just like super chop. Things are basically running up and down by a $2 margin. Checking the 3. 5.2 to 4.7 to 4.3. I want to see a cyan switch on the 3 minute, as well as a 912 switch on the 3. I think that will be incredibly valuable. But I don't know if we're going to see it because, like, we actually have this 26 moving average right here. Okay, it's still above the 35. I just want to see this. First, I want to see this 35 right here. This dark blue line. I want to see this cross above the 26. That that likely is not going to give us any big momentum move, but that's not why I have it on my chart. I have the 35 on my chart for a couple of reasons. Number one, it acts as support resistance. Number two, it helps us predict breakouts before they happen. A lot of the time. It's not totally accurate, but it's one of my favorites as because of that. Getting a rip up through the VWAP now, pretty big rip right there. Um, yeah, off of 17 all the way up to 25. That was a 40 tick rip. That's crazy. Went long here at 25, and I'm looking for a push up to 30, and I think a lot of people are. That all happened on this 1 minute candle. Hit resistance right there, the 200 moving average. Um, so that's going to be an area of that we want to be very careful of. Taking that profit, made 750 on that one, or 812.50. I'm not really sure. Kind of moved a little quick. Either way, we made money. Join the bid here and jump into the eval now. Pulling back probably around to the 200 moving average, which is right here. It's going to be a day of fake outs, a lot of choppiness. Be very careful, guys. I knew this breakout was coming, but man, that was stronger than I thought that it would be. Got a hammer candle forming on a flag right there. 9 above 12 and 35 above 26. That's what we want to see. I'd like to see this 50 now get above the 200 moving average on the 1 minute chart. Let's check the 3 minute chart. 3 minute, I want to see first and foremost, I want this 9 above the 12, which I can't even really tell if it is or not. 2107. They're like the exact same spot, and I want to see the 1226 cross over to the upside on the 3 minute chart. Can't get this to work how I want it. Like I'm trying to actually like zoom in on like a portion of this, but it's like grabbing the whole window. So it is pushing up towards 30. Tried to join the bid there at 29 and 0.75, and it didn't let us in. I cut it right before it filled, which is a good thing, because it popped down pretty heavily. Joined the bid here at 29.5. Looking for a move back up to 31.
Order filled.
Took that profit, very micro
Order
profit.
filled.
Basically, we got one tick on that. Down 109 in the sim at the moment. This entry was off of 28.5, so that was a really nice entry there. 1 minute chart now. This is what I was trying to do on the 3 minute chart. Took that profit right there, made 312.50 back. I think it's gonna pop. We got the hammer candle forming, um, but I'm gonna try and get in on a little pullback here. Join the bid. Looking for a move up to 33. Jumping over to the evaluation. We have 4 seconds left in this candle. It's probably gonna pop right before that 4 seconds though. We do have one, two, three, four, 5 green candles in a row. So pullback is likely right here. Our entry on this is 4,030, which is a point of resistance, by the way. So bad on my part for entering at resistance. Speaking of which, I'm going to just put this at 40.30 and a quarter, just to try and get out with a micro profit. Excuse me. Um, just because it's right at that resistance point. Now we're at our risk level and actually pulled back pretty heavily off of 30. Not heavily, but it dropped down like $3. TTM moved from 2.8 to 4.2 or 4.5, 2.8, 4.1, 4.5. So momentum already starting to slow down on this move. Massive pullback. Yikes. What a choppy day, dude. Cutting that trade. Loss of 562.50 on that one. Okay, so I needed. That's what I needed to do yesterday, man. I was at $5 yesterday in the evaluation. I just needed to close the computer and walk away. But I was like, I need $170 to earn funding, and the market's still kind of ripping. And I got caught in a fake out, lost my whole evaluation. Robinhood is offering daily expiry contracts on options. Interesting. Ooh, from 500 up to 300 down, man. I'm sorry to hear that. What's you're looking to earn funding in the futures market too? That's awesome. Back up, back to $400 up. Note to self: don't get stupid. I could have used that note yesterday. Let's jump back into these charts here, and I think we can get this green on the day. I also think we can get our evaluation back to green on the day. Um, I'm not too worried about it, but I do want to take my time. Um, so 3 minute chart looking like yellow 2.1 to yellow 0.2 to cyan 1.0. Um, so I'd be looking for another like 2 cyan candles. So in 30 seconds, we'll have a new 3 minute candle. And for the cyan, I'm looking for more than just color. Remember, I'm also looking for the the actual number amount difference between the two of them. So although on the 3 minute chart, 9 is above 12, that looks good. Just gonna zoom out a little bit here, and I don't know why I can't like. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Is that on the 3 minute chart? I don't know why that was so hard. It wouldn't work before, and I tried to resist my chart several times. Make it a bounce right here. Let's see, 1.2 to 2.6. That's looking pretty decent. Although we may continue to pull back slightly for a little while. I think this is going to actually break out. 9 is kissing the 35. It's moving above the 50 EMA. The 12 is in the right positioning. We're about to get a 1226 crossover to the upside. We've got the cyan candles going right now on the TTM. I'm going to put this actually at 20 ticks and enter here at I don't know if I can get in at 26, but got in at 26 and 3/4. It's not too bad. The exit looks to be about 31. Yeah, 31 and 3/4. I do think this will pop. Taking a look at the 5 minute chart, 5 minute has a possible crossover as well in 1226, and we just got a fresh 5 minute candle right now. So from 4.3 to 2.7 to 0.5. This is definitely looking really strong for a potential breakout. Look at that flag forming on the 5 minute candle or the 5 minute chart. Oh my gosh, speak, my boy. Jumping to the evaluation and joining the bid right here. Entered
Order
in
filled.
at 4,028.75, and it immediately pulled back. Looking to exit at 4,030.75. I don't like that pullback, but pullback to 28. It's not a terrible pullback. Looking for this to pump up to 30.75. 8 ticks is worth $200. That would put us green on the day in the evaluation. $4,030 may be a strong resistance point. I want to see this just rip through 30. Taking my profit.
Order filled.
Made one tick. One tick at a time. Down 93.60 on the day in the evaluation. I think this is going to pop out. Like, I do think this is going to break out, but... 5.0 to 5.6 on the 1 minute charts. Reasonable momentum. Oh, so this did actually pop up. Oh, but our entry in here is at 26.75. We have a really great entry on the sim. Cutting that on the sim. Made 375 on that. Now down 750 on the day in the sim. And 95 or so in the eval. I really do think this is going to break out soon, but it's just not quite ready yet. It's very close. Our next 3 minute candle is at 45. That's also happens to be our next 5 minute candle. We just got this fresh 3 minute candle now. That went from 3.2 to 5.2. So that's looking pretty good. You can see this flag right here. Join the bid here. Got the entry at 28.25, and I'm looking for a move past 30 up to 4,033.25. We've got the 1226 crossover now. 9 is above 12. It's all above 35, and the 35 is sneaking above the 50 EMA as well. We have the cyan. We literally have every single indicator necessary for an upward momentum move, and it's just a matter of time, I think, before we get it. Joining the bid here in the evaluation, in at 29.50.
Order filled.
Looking for that move up to 31.50. This one rejected at 31.25. Push up. Just not getting that momentum. May have to cut this. Cutting it.
Order filled.
Ooh, what a bad trade. That was a terrible, terrible, terrible trade. So, from 29.50 all the way down to 26.50. Holy crap. That puts us down 500 on the day. So we were down 95. Now we're down 500. So this was a loss of $400. And it seemed like it honestly was slow in the time that it took me to actually do that. I can't believe this rejected. I guess I can, but it's like Man, that's very frustrating. To not see to see these moves that are here. You got the pattern, you got everything, you got all the indicators, everything is working for you, and it still pushes downward. And it could be because we have low volume, but whatever the case is, um, it's just it's just fake out after fake out, man. There's just so much choppiness today. Yeah, absolutely, Tiny. Stay optimistic out there. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And by the way, guys, if you guys are looking to earn funding in the futures market, check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are great, amazing customer service. You can earn funding as low as 10K and as high as $300,000. So they really do give you a wide range of options available to you in order to earn that funding. And I personally believe that they allow, they're one of the most competitive companies out there. Most companies are not allowing you to take 8 contracts on a 50K evaluation. Also, if you use the link in my description and the promo code JSBest, you'll lock in a discount for life. So you check out the link in the description, and you guys can actually take advantage of that as well. Um, but let's go ahead and jump into these charts. I cannot believe it rejected that breakout. And we lost like $400 on that one on the eval side. And the eval side is the side that matters. So it's coming back up some. We got this 200 moving average as resistance. Uh, so jumping to the 3-minute chart now. Down, down, boom, 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 boom. From 3.2 to 4.5 to 4.9, 5.0 area on the TTM on the 3-minute chart. Frankly, I don't like that this rejected here. That to me, like that should have broke out. And I'm gonna cut this trade, by the way. That should have broke out right there. And the fact that it didn't break over 4,030 is almost shisty, like shady to me, in my own personal opinion. Because you've got a flag here, you've got all the indicators are all lined up, you've got a lot of buyers piling in. Um, as you can see in a lot of these, like you had just buyers upon buyers, and it's still rejected so heavily right there. I think a lot of people were waiting for that movement above 4,030, and it just didn't get it. So I'm gonna switch to scalps on here, um, which is not necessarily my favorite way to trade. 9 drop below 12 on the 1-minute chart. But because this didn't break out, man, like I don't know. We just have so many indicators that are pointing to the upside, and it still didn't break out. What's that about? The choppiness is just unreal today. A lot of it is due to low volume. When the volume gets super low like this, it makes it just really challenging to trade. Low volume is like just volume itself is the biggest indicator of volatility. If you don't have volume, there's just not much going on, and also little buys and little sells make big price movements, big price action. I'm really shocked, by the way, that the volume is so light, by the way, today. I'm just super, super, super shocked at how light this volume is. Jump into the 5. See what's happening here. 4.3 to 2.7 to 1.2, and basically flat right now on the 5-minute chart. You can see this 5-minute flag here, but we had that 3-minute flag too, and that one didn't work out. This may end up being a 5-minute setup. on the 5 minute. 9 is above 12. We're getting really close to a 1226 crossover toward the upside. I'm gonna put this at something just crazy. New 5 minute candle now. We're in the bid here. Got the entry at 24 and 3/4 for long. I may cut it though because this should have had a little more momentum on it. And sometimes, sometimes it's just not a day to trade momentum. And today, because it's so choppy, kind of seems like it might be that day. 9 is above 12. In about 5 minutes or so, we'll know if we get that 1226 crossover. Just given the movement of the day, I may just end up holding on to this, but for now, let's see what goes down with that. Do I trade soon? I'm trading right now. Like literally, like right now, I'm in a trade. So right now we're in a trade in the sim. Our entry's at 24 and 3/4, and we've got this 5 minute flag here forming. We're very close. I think we actually just got a crossover. No, we didn't. 9 is above 12 though, and it's looking good for a potential crossover move. TTM looking like it wants to switch cyan. We'll have a new 5 minute candle in 5 minutes. This is our fresh one that we just started with. It's just bouncing kind of off of the little flag that we have here. So I'm gonna do the 3 to validate trend. So 3 went from 5.2 to 4.8 back to 5.2, and that flag is still there. And 26 is actually diverging from the 12, which is looking nice again for more push up. The resistance at the top though has been massive. Like as you saw here with 4030, we were rejected. We actually lost $400 on this trade. 5.2 to 4.8 to 5.2. All good though. We've been doing pretty well over the last few weeks. Over the last like month or so, we made close to 25K in the sim. So we've been doing okay. Unfortunately, we yesterday were very close to getting funded. We were $171 away, and took a trade for a breakout that rejected, and then that was a loss to 750. Took another trade for the breakout of the high area, and that also rejected. And then the third one we took, it did work, but it actually took took us out of the trade via volatility. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking upon as well. Was the same sort of wedge setup. That's actually why I'm in the trade right now, is for that wedge. On the 1 minute chart, though, it's kind of crossing downward. I think it's a longer term trade. I don't think we'll know till 55 or even possibly 9. A yellow candle on the TTM 1 minute from 1.8 to 1.8 though, so not much momentum. The volume really is what's been killing it today. Like that's what's been struggling so bad is that the volume is so super low. All right, so here's what we need to see on the 1 minute chart. 1 minute chart, I want to see the 9 get above 12. I would like to see this 1226 crossover yet again. I'd also like to see the 35 start to work its way back up. The 5200 cross would be really nice though. So 1.8 to 1.5 to 1.6. We're currently in this trade at 24 and 3/4. So, and we're taking this trade based off of the 5 minute and the 3 minute chart. You can see this sort of flag pattern happening right here. Actually, you can see it like that. And then also too, we've got this sort of this longer one, which eventually ended up pushing up towards here. And now we have this little mini one. .8 to 4.9 to 5.4. Just checking in with some comments. I think I'm going to get a second monitor so that I can view comments at the same time. Currently, I'm just trading on the one. The nasty flush that's about to happen would be. I'm personally worried about the same thing, actually, mainly because of this, like, just this area, as you can see, it's kind of been grinding downward. But I'm still sticking with this trade because I do want to see this pop up. But I don't know about this 33 exit because of how much resistance we ran into at 30. So honestly, I'm gonna drop this down to 30, like right on it. I actually think I'm gonna do like 29.50. .26 is still diverging pretty well on the 3 minute chart. Check out the 5. The 5 still has yet to get this crossover. 9's above 12. I don't like that the 26 is curling upward though, and that the 12 is curling downward. 0.2 to 0.4. Next 5 minute candle is right at 9 o'clock. It's about 2 minutes from now. So, at least 9's above 12. I want to see this push up slightly, and really the next candle open right around 25 or above. From 0.2 on the TTM to 0.0, we could get a 5 minute cyan switch. Jumping to the evaluation right now, and not taking a trade at the moment since it kind of stalled right there. What's this at? 27. 12 seconds left on this candle. Look at that chop, man. So 26.25 is a little micro resistance zone. Watch out for resistance, the 200 moving average too. 1 minute left till the 5 minute. Joining the bid here at 27.50. I honestly should have just taken it off for 25, but Let's get out of 28.
Order filled.
Okay. Micro amount of money back. Still have a long way to go to make back anything. Fresh cyan on the TTM on the 5 minute chart. There's a nice little pop there from that 24 or so. Okay, fresh 5 and cyan candle on it. Join the bid here. Entered
Order
at
filled.
28.50. Looking for a move up to 30. Actually, I want this right at 30, like 29 and 3/4. Oh my gosh.
Order filled.
Cut that. So that one's out, and that's that. Stopped out on volatility on that one. What a what a challenging trade day. Certainly a far cry from last week, earning 10K in a day. Just gonna take this profit here. All right, guys. Crazy trade day. Ended up red in the eval, red in the sim. Lost 2K in the sim plus whatever fees. Red in the eval. Pretty sure I think I pretty much failed that 100K challenge on the very first day. The 100K challenge honestly is pretty challenging though because you only have a $625 drawdown. It's super low, the amount of drawdown on it. But guys, we'll be back here tomorrow at 7:30 Pacific time, 10:30 market time. Be sure you join our Discord group, joelstraight.com/Discord. There's also a link in the description as well. And if you would like to attempt to earn funding in the futures market, check out Elite Trader Funding. These guys are awesome, wonderful customer service. They have a great Discord group. They're very willing to help, and I just really like working with these guys. You can use the link in the description and the promo code JSBEST, which is also in the description, and you can use that to lock in a lifetime discount. So that discount is lifetime. You'll get it every month forever and ever until the end of time, or until you cancel. And I really like that they have a one-step evaluation that only requires a minimum of 5 trading days. So not a lot in order to actually earn that funding. Obviously, the challenge itself is the earning of the funding itself. Personally, I'm working on the 50K evaluation, and that's the one that we're working on tomorrow, which allows you to take 8 contracts in the micro, or sorry, 8 contracts in the mini and 80 micro, and only has a profit target of $3,000, which we came very close to earning funding in yesterday. Just make sure you check out the see more details link here so that you can actually see all the details associated with earning funding in the futures market. You can actually earn all the way up to $300,000. So guys, having said all that, I love and appreciate you, and I will see you guys in the Discord group, and I hope that you have an amazingly awesome day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 market time. And all right, guys, peace